I just sit back and mind my business. I sit back and mind my business, okay?
Well, obviously, if you follow social media at all, you see that there are a lot of conversations, about the differences between men and women, particularly black men and black women. And then just, the gender roles. What are the traditional gender roles? Are those roles still valid? Are those roles still necessary?
All right, now you're inching into uncharted waters now.
Well, I mean, it's a real conversation,
and
we touch on this on the show, especially with Omar and Naomi, my character Omar and Naomi, his wife. I think everything is individual, It's based off of what works for a man or a woman. I think there's been a huge push for equality, which is incredible, which is deserved because, everyone should be treated equal. Everyone should be paid equally and compensated equally for their work.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting conversation because, sometimes it gets a little complex and the lines get blurred. But I do think that, personally, as a man, I'll always have the instinct to provide, to protect, to be in a position or work to be in a position to make sure whoever the woman is that I love and care about is safe, comfortable, and in a position, if we do have children, to be the mother that her instincts tell her to be, and to be that comfortably.
What's happening now is there's just a greater awareness, right? There's so much awareness in our world now of the spectrum of how people live and how people are, right? You can do whatever it is that you want to do. I can do whatever it is I want to do. A woman can do whatever it is that they want to do. And that choice, that self-determination is still always going to be a spectrum. There's always going to be people in relationships who want to steer. There's always going to be some people who want to, who want to be the passenger. And there's always going to be people who want, that equal partnership. You can find someone who is meant for you based on whatever it is that you're after, whatever it is that you want. Because some people still value the traditional, roles, like when you think of that, like, stereotypical, like, household, husband go to work, wife stay at home. And some people want the direct opposite. Some people, they want to do things in a completely different dynamic. And I think that's the thing that's kind of changed, is at least there's now an understanding that it's up to the individual.
I see the conversations on social media. I see the back and forth sometimes on Twitter. I just sit back and mind my business. I sit back and mind my business, okay? Because I just feel like what's good for them might not be good for them.
Right.
Let them do what they want to do. Let them do what they want to do. I think what gets me is just us policing each other.
Yeah.
If this woman wants to cook for her man, let her cook for her man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If she want to make a sandwich for him at 3 a.m., I've seen that too. Let her make a sandwich.
Right.
If he wants to spoil her, then let him spoil her. You know what I'm saying? That's none of y'all business.
Right.
I mean, I guess it can be if you want you put it on social media, people can comment on it, but we know that people lie on social media all the time.
Right.
People just go to lengths to build this image and this character themselves on social media, which is truly not the real them. So how is that also not the case when it comes to these conversations about relationships?
Right.
I think I'm just careful about people just projecting their own personal experiences onto the masses. It's just social media. I don't believe any of it.
Right.
I think for me, man, it's just really what works for you.
Yeah.
I think kind of like what you were saying, that the thing that gets a little odd or things that kind of get gray is like when someone knows what they like, whether it be traditional or modern, and then bashing the other one for being traditional or modern. I think you got to figure out what fits for you and then go with that, and let people just live life,
Right.
And oftentimes, too, man, you got to watch who's behind these accounts, too, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And their agendas, and that's another reason why I'm so proud of this show, is because the perspectives are balanced from black women and black men. You can watch this show, you can see a black woman and her experience in real time on the show, and you can see the backstory on why she made the choice. The same thing with black men on this show. And typically, as black men and black women, we're not given a second chance to explain ourselves. And on Johnson, we are. So cheers.
Cheers.
To clarity.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers
Hey,
to
cheers to
not
that.
policing
Absolutely.
somebody else's situation.
Yes.
That's it right there.
Yes. We get into these topics and many more every week on Johnson.
And go to bouncetv.com/find us to learn how to watch Bounce in your area.
We live tweet every episode Saturday nights at 8 p.m. 7 Central.
And weekly new episodes will be added to the Brown Sugar app for you to catch up.
Cheers to that.
Cheers,
Yo,
cheers, cheers.